Hi guys, so today on our channel, we're joined with Dr. Chackochen Mathai, a master of franchising and business growth. With 35 plus years of experience, he scaled brands like Naturals Salon, CADD Centre, and CavinKare Green Friends. He's the founder of Franchising Rightway and a go-to advisor for entrepreneurs. If you're looking to systemize, scale, or expand your business through franchising, this episode is breaking down for you step by step. So sit back and enjoy the conversation. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you very much, Mustafa. So early in the morning.
Yeah.
That's nice of you to
Yeah.
come.
Thank you so much, sir. So tell us about your early life, sir. How did you start? What did you study? Where are you from? What did you study? Where did you work? And how you got into franchising?
So, Mustafa, thank you very much for asking this question.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Chacko. I am basically from Chennai, born and raised up here in Chennai. Grew up as an young boy in a place called Saidapet. And then I studied in Tambaram Corley Higher Secondary School and did my graduation in Chennai, and then moved on to Visakhapatnam to work. My early years of my work was in Vizag. So I'm basically from Chennai mostly.
Okay.
I mean, even though I'm a Malayali, but then born and brought up in Chennai, more a local guy because I don't know much about what happens in Kerala. But then I'm a local guy. But I still have roots in Kerala, where my relatives live there. But so I studied here, and I started working in early 1990. I started my career in a company called DSRC, Data Software Research Company, which is still there now in the market. They were one of the pioneers in the computer school education, and then I worked with SSI, uh, Software Solutions Limited in those days, and then moved on to Aptech and NIT, CADD Centre, Green Trends, Naturals, and many other brands that I have also consulted for in the area of franchising. And how I got into franchising is, in those days, franchising was not very popular. But however, today it's one of the buzzword that you see that everything is being franchised. So to any growth perspective that you see today is possible of a retail or a service sector to be growing faster is the best way is to do a franchising model. So in the early 90s, the most popular franchising companies were the IT training industry, where you will find all major brands like NIT, Aptech, SSI, Radiant, and many companies have franchise, and that's how the franchising concept picked up in India. Then came many companies who are into education, the kids' education. That's another revolution that happened. Many small companies that started franchising, and then you will have this retail franchise, then the food franchise, mushrooming food franchise. Today, if you see, you'll find anything and everything can be 6,400 franchise are available in India today. So different companies, clothing, equipments. For example, your gym equipments, gyms are being franchised. So you find that for a growth perspective, using somebody else's money wisely, building a brand, franchising helps. Okay. So that's how I got into franchising. The reason for me to get into franchising is I get an opportunity to work with every department of a company. For example, uh, sales is part of franchising. Marketing is part of franchising. Digital marketing is part of strategy. Is part of franchising. R&D, and then logistics and all. So you get to know all these things and you know how to work. So I was very passionate about creating brands in my life. So I really wanted to create some very good brands, and I'm in the pursuit of bringing out some great brands into the country.
Okay. So you helped scale over 1,700 franchises. I mean, so what's the first conversation you usually have with an entrepreneur who says, "I want to franchise my business"?
The first thing that many people come to me to franchise their brand. I will look at their hunger. First one, do they have the bandwidth? The second one is, do they have the bandwidth to invest? Many people think that franchising is taking somebody else's money and using it to build their own name. No, I wouldn't say that. What I would say is that if you're going to be franchising a brand, you need to have a certain cost or certain capital with you to build your brand, marketing, branding, and franchising. You need good people to work with you.
Yes.
In fact, if you don't have good managers working for you in your brand, where you have to pay a good amount of money as salary, and if you're not able to do that, then you're not going to build your brand. So you need money to build a brand.
Okay.
So I will ask them, how much of capital money that you have to build a brand? Are you looking from the franchisees to collect the franchisee fee and then build a brand? I'm not the guy. So I don't take up any brands which are in that model. So I'm very clear that, by telling lies, I wouldn't like to pick up a company and say, just for my fees that I collect, I wouldn't like to take up a brand which doesn't have the bandwidth to actually do franchising.
Okay. So what's one mistake you've seen entrepreneurs repeatedly make when trying to scale through franchising, and how do you help them avoid it?
They don't put the processes.
Okay.
Most of them say that, well, I'll start, then I will correct it as I move.
Okay.
But there are people like us who already know the process, and if you find some good consultants that who would probably walk with you to avoid your mistakes, right? And then help them to put everything in perspective, because 3 decades, 3.5 decades of work I've done in the market, and so it's easy for me to put the processes. So I tell the people, don't be in a hurry to sign up. Signing is the last thing that you can do, but before signing up a franchise, ensure that is the money that you're collecting has a kind of what do you call, you're giving value to the sign up money that you're taking from them. So therefore you need to have enough of back end work that you've done, your software, your training programs, your manuals, your agreement. All these are very important before you even scale. So I tell the franchisors, the mistake that they do is they like to scale as fast as possible. They don't look at any kind of um, you know location identification, or if the guy says, I have a spot, just come and put your store. No, it doesn't work. There are scientific ways of identifying locations which will give business to the franchisee. So as a company, you got to have these kind of systems and processes before you franchise. And I really help them to understand that this is how you do your business. So these mistakes can be avoided so that they can go faster.
So how did your early academic background in psychology and advertising influence your work in franchising?
Well, it's a good question that nobody has asked me so far. So thank you very much for asking me this wonderful question. Psychology helps us to understand um, human psyche, basically, right? So you asked me a question: how do you? What is the first thing that you ask an entrepreneur? So I use my psychological learning and try to probe. I mean, about the person who comes to pick up a franchise, right? So I ask them various different questions to gauge whether they will be a good franchisee or not, right? And understand, using my psychological background, I'm able to understand. And I also like, using psychology for consumer behavior. So in consumer behavior, we use a lot of psychological behavior aspects, and psychology has really helped me to be what I am, and also helped me to scale many companies. Now, advertising, yes, well, that's how I prepared myself, because I did my MA in advertising and public relationships early on, because I saw that in franchising, I have to spend time in advertising my what do you call, offering, or the um, the consumer advertisements that we need to release for a franchise business. So having a degree in advertising, and also being a public relations officer, where you're able to present your company to the people, is of a great value. So I decided that psychology and advertising and public relations are very important for a franchising business. So I did my psychology and uh, advertising.
Okay. So, in the Indian franchise ecosystem, what are the top three qualities that make a brand franchisable in your eyes?
The first thing is, uh, generally, in the concept of franchising, one of the mistakes that people do, or the franchisors do, is that they only worry about the consumer more than the franchise. For me, franchisee is a customer to me. Now, if my customer franchisee is happy, he will make the consumers happy. Now, many of the places, what is happening is the reverse. The brand works to make the consumer happy. I'm not against it, but then your first customer is your franchise. So what I would say is, make your franchisee happy. But of course, I want to tell you something. We can't make every franchisee happy, because everybody will have some complaint or the other against the franchisor, because he would, when the franchisor can, I mean, at home, if you look at, even with two children, we are not able to satisfy both of them, because their needs are different. The same is the case if you have 100 franchisees, 100 people will have 100 different issues. We can't satisfy them. However, listening to them, addressing their issues as a top priority will help the brand. Number two is to take care of the uh, consumers' needs and work with them to help them to 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 really experience the brand. That's very important. Number two. Number three is to innovate and come with various new products and services to the market, so that you are constantly innovating and giving the best to the consumer. These are the three important things that you need. And also the fourth one is, like, the maintaining good standards, and keeping the uh, store very neat and clean. That's very important. Cleanliness is very important for me as a franchise. Or
Can you share a moment where you had to step in and rescue a franchise from shutting down? What exactly did you do?
I have many experiences like this.
Okay.
When I started my career with a company called CADD Centre, I've seen someone in a place. I don't want to mention the place, because if they're watching, then probably they will feel bad. I was too young at that time, about 32 I was, and I was asked to handle a franchisee who has already taken the brand and suffering, uh, because there are not people many who could go and tell them what to do or how to do, or sometimes the high-handedness of a franchise saying, "Hey, I know what I'm doing." They wouldn't listen to the franchisor. So I was asked to go and handle this particular franchise. When I looked at their numbers and look at what they're doing, they weren't doing very well. They were almost wanting to commit suicide, because that's the investment that they made. The guy had left the job, and he was trying to he has invested all these savings, and then the business is not doing well. So I remember very vividly that I had invited both the husband and wife to my hotel room. Okay. And while I didn't find any you know board to teach them, so I told them while coming, bring two white charts. Okay. And some tape. And I stuck it on my wall, and I started doing something called business basics for them. Okay. So I started telling them how business has to be run, what are the basic ingredients that they need to look at, and how do you do marketing, how do you do the sales pitch, and how do you manage your resources inside the office. Okay. So and I did the important thing here is it's not just teaching alone, but hand holding and walking with them. So I used to visit every month to this particular franchise, which is about another state. And I used to go every day morning and come back in the evening, and help them consistently. I walked with them for a year, and I saw this man completely changing his perspective of the business. And then he also took another franchise in another different district in the same state. So that transformation is one thing very, very close to me. Another guy in the state of Tamil Nadu had the same issue in a place called I know, again, place I don't want to mention. But then he was too young. Okay. And his aunt had invested the money. Now he doesn't have the pain of investing. Since it is an aunt's money, he wouldn't. I would travel from Chennai to that place in train, but he wouldn't have opened the store. Okay. And I would be standing there earlier than him, and but he wouldn't. But I want to tell you, but consistently walking with them and coaching them, helping them. Today's situations have changed, but then those days, today there's no so much technology to watch. Those days, nothing was there, so we had to physically go. And I've seen him tremendously change. I've even had conversations of shutting it down, and I said I will not be able to give you the license. I want to shut it down. But then brought him over. I knew that something within him is good, and he's a local guy. So sat with him and helped him to grow the business. And I also know in a place called in Gujarat. Once I went, there's a guy who would resist to do the way the franchisor wants. But then sitting with him, basically consistency in what you say. So when I worked in CADD Centre, it was 8 years of my life was given to CADD Centre. And there I built so many entrepreneurs who started listening to me, and I've seen tremendous changes that has happened in people's life, and they have increased their business, and we have seen some tremendous growth of these franchisees who are struggling. Okay.
So many assume franchising is just about replication, but what nuances do people overlook when they scale?
See, people think that it's a cut and paste, okay, right? Which is true, right? Once you are successful, once you have succeeded in a particular, place, you just have to copy paste. But to do the copy paste, you got to have certain procedures, certain what do you call systems and processes ready. Now, making these systems and processes is a challenge. Okay. Because it's again done by, even though whatever you have software, whatever, everything has to be managed by people. But with with the invention of AI, things could be much better now. But people think that cut and paste. No, each location will have challenges, right? Yeah. You would probably have a interior design challenge because of the shape of the location, or you might have people challenges, right? Or even the product challenges. Certain products may not be moving in that location. So we need to identify these things, and it's the back end that actually learns these things and quickly adapt and change according to the situation of that location and help. Well, for example, a South Indian brand would probably not fit in the north. A north brand may not fit into the south. So there are challenges. I mean, but however, companies, large companies would fit those requirements. If you see, you would not find mm, filter coffee in North India, but you'll find filter coffee in many of the big brands today. Why? Because the local market is asking for it. And if you say, no, I don't have filter coffee, then you're losing that customer out. So you need to adapt and change according to the situation and see how you can serve your customers better.
Got it. So you were involved in growing Naturals Salon from regional to international. What were the toughest operational or branding challenges in that journey?
That's a very interesting journey that I had. I was given you know, uh, a role to play to establish Naturals as an international brand. So initially, getting people to buy a brand is not that easy because it's not a retail brand; it's a service brand. So the first question that people would ask is, how do you help us to find people to work? That's the biggest challenge that we have. So, but fortunately, we are a company that has a lot of workforce, and I had a great visionary with me, Mr. C.K. Kumbravel, who for him is any challenge that he has faced, he has overcome it. So I used to go to him and sit with him and talk to him and say, okay, this is what people are asking. This is what. So for everything he would say, don't worry, we'll have some kind of, we will fix it. Don't worry, but go ahead and sign up. So we signed up our first outlet in Dubai. Today we have about 17, 18 stores in that area, which is really remarkable. And I also have taken the brand to about 6 countries in GCC area and Singapore and other places. And I have a good team to work with. So when you go international, you need to find the right person to invest. That's the key. So if you find the right person to invest who has a vision for the brand, he should also have a vision to grow the brand, not just saying that I'll take this brand and then I wouldn't do anything. So we need to figure out such people who has the passion to take an Indian brand outside the country. So that's very important. To finding these people are the challenges.
Okay. So you work with brands like Dream Zone, Blossom Culture, and more. What makes you say yes to a brand, and what makes you walk away?
I think I mentioned you very clear. I look at the vision of the owner. If he's looking for shortcut, quick money, then I don't take that brand.
Okay.
The reason with my experience, I wouldn't be able to help him because I know he's looking for shortcuts and he wants to make quick money. I think recently you would have seen Nia Nana. There was a big show which happened everywhere, and people, the coffee people, the tea people, and so many people have been cheated by various people. Right, just saying that I will give. I look at the intent of the owner. I look at the intent of the owner. The intent of the owner is to serve the franchisee who is a customer. I repeat, the franchisee is the customer and the end customer is the franchisee. But if any brand says, no, I don't care, then I don't look at that. So I'll ask these very vulnerable questions to them, asking them, what is your intent? If you have to hire me, I will look at how are you prepared to stand a legacy brand. Basically, I like to develop legacy brand. Naturals is a legacy brand. Green Trends is a legacy brand. CADD Centre is a legacy brand. Blossom Culture is a legacy brand. Because because they have a proven model. There is a proof of concept. I know people who don't have a concept. They put up a stall in a franchising show, and they come and say that, well, give me your money, I will give you the franchising. But you would not even see their own concept that has not been developed. So I'm very particular about asking people this question. Do you have how many of today? I have about 6 or 7 companies that are working with me. Each of them have at least 4 or 5 stores that they would have. In those days, I used to say you should have 10 stores, but today, there's no time. So if there's a brand that is really scaled up, for example, I was in Kerala the other day, and there's a young boy who came and said, I have made a store in near the railway station, where you can pick up a wrap and cleanly packed, doing extremely well. But then he has only one store. So I had to send him back and say, try another few stores outside the rail and see what the turnover, how your store is doing. Then you come back to me. So he was really disappointed. But then I know if I take this brand, I will not be able to help him, because he wouldn't. He's bootstrapped. He doesn't have investments in his hand. Just for a few months of consulting, I could take that business. Right? I could get a few lakhs of rupees. But then I would not be able to scale that business. And that doesn't excite me, actually. So I don't take brands which are very small and this growing. And you might ask me a question then. Would you not consult someone who really wants to do something, but they have a good brand? Yes, I will consult, but then I may not consistently do something for them. But one-off advisory role, and say, okay, do these, grow up, come back. I have people who have come to me a couple of years ago, and they have taken advice. They have, I'm just going to tell you this. In Kerala, about 4 years back, just after the pandemic, I had met a man who's a toy maker, who makes some fantastic toys. And he said, I want to franchise this brand. He comes to me and says, I want to franchise. I said, look, you don't have a proof of concept, but you're a manufacturer, but you don't have a store. No, I supply to everybody, he said. Yes, you can supply to everybody, but do you know of the pain that you will have to run a store? He said, no, I don't have. Recently, he called me back and said, well, that advice that you gave me, I have a 12,000 square feet space that I have taken, and I have experimented with all my toys. Would you now come and help me to franchise this? In fact, next week I'm in Kerala just to do this, to go visit him and see the infrastructure, and then decide to work with him, because he's now done the proof of concept, and people are enjoying the sport facility that is there at 12,000 square feet, which is pretty good. But then 12,000, will everybody put 12,000? No. So we'll have to sit and discuss with him of the size, what he wants to sell. Is it a toy shop, or is it an experience store that he wants to make? So, those advices are possible. But then I may not work with them, completely at that point of time. But then probably later I would go to them, or they would come to me and ask me to scale their businesses. So I'm very particular about building brands which leave a mark in the industry.
So let's talk economics. What's the ideal ROI a franchise should aim for, and in what time frame?
See, every business is different, right? You got a restaurant business, that will be different. You got a salon business, will be different. You see a regular retail business. Any business that can actually give back your returns in 24 months, 18 to 24 months is a good investment to make. The period of the general period of franchising probably for a brand would be about 5 years. Some will be giving 9 years and so on and so forth. So if you can take back the money in 2 years, I think that's a great investment to make.
Okay. So you were named a Franchise Professional of the Year in 2022. What did that recognition mean to you, and did it change anything in your approach?
2005.
Okay.
2005, I was awarded the Franchise Manager of the Year by Franchise India.
Okay.
I'm talking about 2005,
Okay.
right? That means the Franchising India company was started in 1999, if I'm right.
Okay.
So in about 4 years, they started they were actually, um, having these awards. Those days, these awards were very, very prestigious awards because they're given to people who really make a mark in the industry. So at a young age, this award actually motivated me because at that time, companies like McDonald's, fra- you know, uh, Pizza Hut, uh, Domino's. I'm not sure if Domino's was there at the time, but these are big. I mean, NIT, Aptech, big companies were there, and in that, I was representing CADD Centre, and I was awarded the Franchise Manager of the Year in 2005.
Okay.
From there on, they have continuously seen my performances, and this happened while I was in Naturals, where I did my PhD in franchise management. So it's not just the work alone, but also having a academic degree to validate my experiences. So I'm very passionate franchise coach. So I've done my PhD in franchise management, and after a slump of taking a break from work, you're going back to work, and that's when this award came to me. And this is a great award by Franchise India. I have a lot of respect for them, and this really motivated me to go to the next level of creating, writing a book on franchising. So my book is Franchising Rightway. Is available on Amazon, and anybody could buy this on Amazon now. And if you want to really scale up, this book will help you because I've written a structured book where even MBAs, BBAs, and MBAs could also learn from this book, because it's not, and franchising is a small portion that they teach in MBA, small, very little portion. But I'm actually working with different organizations now to bring an MBA in franchise management. I'm looking at creating good franchise managers for India, not just people who have knowledge and just coming out of MBA colleges where they are uh, you know they're plugged into a franchise, and then I want to really make them understand how franchising works and then come to work. That is something that I'm looking at after this particular award that was won. So working with the industry, academician, and also helping the stakeholders is something that I'm trying to do now.
Okay. So many entrepreneurs listening want to franchise but think they need to be a big brand first. Is that a myth? Can small businesses franchise successfully?
Well, I have a different thought process. Like, small business can franchise provided they are a local brand.
Okay.
Any brand would start locally. Now look at KFC or McDonald's. They all started in the US at a very small stage, but then somewhere you have to start.
Yes.
So I wouldn't say small or big.
Yes.
But then you need to start somewhere, right? So that experience is what, as you rightly said, you're cutting and pasting later, right? So a cafe which has been run in a particular, I'm actually talking to a friend of mine who's running a cafe here in Velacheri in Chennai, and he's actually wanting to franchise, but he's been there in that place for 10 years.
Okay.
And he has done very well. In fact, I have dined in this store. The food is excellent, but now his desire is to grow. Now, when he wants to grow, uh, he's looking at me to help him.
Hmm.
Now, is he a big brand? No,
Hmm.
but he's very local
Hmm.
in a place called Velachery,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But then, as he thinks to grow,
Hmm.
the next store could be somewhere in Medavakkam,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Now, then from Medavakkam, we can go to Sholingnallur.
Hmm.
So, as he keeps moving up,
Hmm.
he will find some takers for his brand,
Hmm.
because there are customers who are regularly dining there, and they would probably say, I wish I could have the same food in my place. Why should I come all the way from a different place?
Hmm.
So as you keep thinking, then they probably could knocking at him and say, hey, can you give me a franchisee of your store?
Hmm.
And slowly he becomes, so suddenly you'll find him having, instead of one store, he would probably have 10 stores.
Hmm. Yes.
Now, once you have a 10 stores,
Hmm.
you've reached a certain market,
Hmm.
right? You're penetrating into a into a into a market, and you're able to have more customers enjoying the offerings.
Hmm.
Now, once that happens, then he is looking for some kind of a funding
Hmm.
where people are
Hmm.
putting money into his company, and then you'll find this brand slowly growing. Today, with Instagram and LinkedIn and whatever, you see that your brand can reach faster. At the same time, you can also an effect if you don't service them properly,
Yeah.
right? So that's how you grow your brand. And then you are in Tamil Nadu, or you are in Chennai. Then now the next option is to go to Coimbatore.
Okay.
So then you say, somebody from Coimbatore will ask me, can you give me this brand?
Hmm.
So you need to be present everywhere to build the if you want to franchise, your brand should be known to people. So initially you got to spend that branding money, so that you're always on the customer recall, saying, okay, I've seen this brand and I want to buy this brand.
Okay.
Recently, I've seen a shoe brand, right? It's an Indian brand. I think it's Nirman or something like that, right? I don't. I mean, I'm not able to really. But the owner comes on the ad and he say, "Hey, I'm not." Uh, it's a very good ad that he comes in and says, "Hey, well, I'm going to talk about shoes, but I'm the owner of this company." So it gives me an authenticity of this particular brand,
Okay.
right? In fact, I because of that ad, because the owner came on the ad, I did buy a good loafer from him,
Okay.
right? So, I mean, you need to be articulative to tell your quality. You're so confident to talk about your brand, and that's how you build a brand, because of your quality, because of customer experiences. And if you're able to give this, and I'm sure you could build a beautiful brand.
So, what's your view on international franchising? Is it too early for most Indian brands, or is it a missed opportunity?
Well, India itself is a very big opportunity.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We have so much of space. We have so many states, and I would say establish yourself first here,
Okay.
and then take your brand outside.
Okay.
But the challenge is, um, if you have to go abroad, you got to tweak your entire offering in a different way. You need to understand the culture.
Yes.
Cultural differences are there, and we need to really understand the culture of the place. The interiors itself will be of a next level. You got to invest. So the investments will be higher. You need a very good team to perform there. So there are a lot of things that you need to look at. But if you are starting off, great place, minimum 100 stores is possible for anybody today. Minimum, right? If you have about 4 to 5 years, you can do 100 stores. Now, why do you have to look at international markets? Right? So you run you know, what do you call, the furniture shop. Now you have two, you said. Now you could look at 10 stores in Chennai.
Yes.
But then 10 stores, do you have the money? Or do you have a brand that you could be sold to somebody and say, hey, these are the people who are selling good furnitures and I want to have the name. So you need to do a lot of branding towards your, and you have opportunity here.
Yes.
But you also have an opportunity like, people are now expanding to other countries where the diaspora is very popular. So you need to be popular inside for your diaspora to buy elsewhere.
Okay.
So if you have the same services in other places, it's easy,
Okay.
right? So international, well, if you're done very well in India, then international is a great opportunity.
Okay.
But however, I want to tell you, there are some brands who go international and then come back national.
Okay.
It's a strategy.
Okay.
They're saying that I am in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
So if you're in Dubai, then you should be a good brand because there the franchising law and the offerings will be much more stricter than India.
Okay.
Right? In India, we compromise so many things, right? Services or, many of the things are compromised here. But in outside the country, you got to really be very careful with the rules of the country.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to Malaysia, there's a Malaysian franchising law. India doesn't have a franchising law.
Okay.
Right, to control both the franchisor and the franchisee. Now, so that's why you find many of them are failing, and the franchisor doesn't care about the failure of the franchise.
Okay.
The franchise is more interested in just giving the franchisee, and then say that's your problem. You run it. Most of them don't even support the franchisees, which is not the right way to do. So it's important that you develop. So some of them go abroad and then come into India so that they know the systems and processes are very well set, and it's easy to scale in India.
Okay.
I have people who come to me from outside the country to ask if I can help them to set up locally too.
Okay. So could you give us a real business case, something you franchised that surprised even you in how it grew?
Um, I couldn't say any surprises, but yes, I can tell you some incident that happened. I basically I'm an education franchise. So the reason is the first job that I did was in in DSRC selling computer education to schools. Then came my uh, experience with SSI. Then came my experience with Aptech. Then came experience with NIT, and then CADD Centre. So all the 5 brands that I worked are education brands.
Okay.
For me to move from education to a retail industry was a bit difficult initially. The reason is the education was very popular at that time, and people would just buy from any brand. I mean, from a good brand.
Okay.
But retail was very, very difficult. And also, saloning was very difficult because people would say, how can a franchise, salon can be franchised? That was the question. But then Naturals pioneered it in the initial stages, and they were doing so well.
Okay.
I joined Green Trends. When I joined Green Trends, I had to catch up with Naturals. Even though both of them are brothers who run the industry, but then we are competitors, right? So it was for me to catch up with Naturals. Therefore, I had to do something very, very unique to catch up. So that moment, I wouldn't share that particular incident that happened to me, which is very powerful actually. I was initially was difficult for me to uh, franchise because the previous uh, franchising that I did was about 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs is the franchisee fees.
Okay.
But here I had to take 6 lakhs as a franchisee fee. So my mind shift itself was a challenge for me.
Okay.
Where I had to shift saying I can sell a 6 lakhs worth product. So that took some time, about a few months, and then I had to really look at how to sell this. And we had competition with Naturals. So anybody who would want to get into a salon business would look at Naturals or green prints. So I had to figure out what are the negatives of each of the brands. And as a salesman, I had to pitch to the people with what are the positive things about the brand that I work for. And that really changed. And I was able to do 300 stores, 2 years and 6 months for green prints.
Oh, nice.
So that was a surprise to me. It's not because of me alone, but the vision of Mrs. C.K. Ranganathan, right? The pioneer or the visionary or the innovator. That strength that I had with the company called CavinKare, plus my own sales skills, in our industry, in our salon industry, I have not seen people wear ties. But 2 years and 6 months, I wore a tie in CavinKare. I'm the only guy who wore a tie. The reason being because I'm very passionate about sales, and I love to sell a concept to someone who is in need. And I was so proud that I was working for CavinKare at the time, and I didn't want to give up that positioning of CavinKare. And that really helped me to scale this our franchising operations with CavinKare. That really helped me. So that's a surprise. But then it's not me alone. I want to tell this. The brand made a difference, or the owner made a difference. And also the people around us, the systems and the processes really made a difference. And we were able to sell 300 stores at that time.
Nice. So you've seen brands rise and fall. What's one franchise that had massive potential but failed, and why?
Well, if you ask me that very direct question, I think I would say that education industry was doing, IT education industry was doing very well. Most of them don't like what I say, but then I want to tell this. The greed of a corporate, the greed of the corporate makes the franchising difficult. So naturally, companies failed. Why it failed? Because, for example, you have Velacheri, you have Ananagar. So you have Ananagar, Ananagar West, Ananagar East, Ananagar South, right? And you would have put one store in Ananagar, and that store must be doing extremely well. The capacity could have finished, right? But then you would have had a competition come next to that. Now the previous company says, look, I want to put another store close by. They don't look at the number of kilometers or the catchment, and they put up for uh, the manager's ego. Probably a franchisee is sitting there and he's doing very well. He wouldn't respect the manager, and the manager will be struggling to convince this guy to put a second store because he's doing very well. But then if he doesn't do well, or for example, he's doing well and he doesn't want to invest another cent, what this manager will do is he'll go and find another enquiry and pitch it against the same brand, which is very wrong. Right? But two different individuals. But what's going to happen in the same market? You're actually fighting with two people. Two different people fighting with the same customers. So that's why I said corporate greed. I'm not against putting more centers, but I would rather look at it scientifically, validating the data.
So for a founder listening right now, what's your checklist before they even approach a franchise consultant like you?
Well, first of all, why do they want to franchise? What is the intent? What is the vision that they have? Right? The vision is very important. Then they have to look at what kind of money that they have, even to hire a consultant. And most of them don't pay the consultant. They try to cut corners with the consultant. They'll say they'll negotiate with the consultant. Now, that should not be the attitude. The consultant is somebody who's giving his knowledge and experiences to somebody who doesn't have. So you need to pay for their knowledge and their experience so that you don't fail. I mean, when you fail, you're going to actually lose out on a lot of money, right? So to hire a consultant like me, they should be willing to pay the cost, right? That if that itself is not there, then how is he going to build the brand? So that's the first checklist I would say. With a hire a consultant, yes, I'm going to hire a consultant. I think I need to pay him so much of money before before I scale. So there are good consultants in the market, and they need to evaluate and see the background in which they come from and how are they have done their work before for brands, and there are many consultants, and they have to evaluate the right person.
So what's next for you? Any big franchise opportunities or mentorship projects in the pipeline?
I've been working with one India's 120 years old brand.
Okay.
They're going to franchise for the first time.
Oh, okay.
120 years, they're not franchised. So, if an 120-year-old brand is getting franchised now, you can see how many brands can be franchised. Any family-driven business where they've been keeping it to themselves, they want to scale up. Franchising is the best route because they would probably have 5 or 6 stores, and the whole family has been managing this. Now it's time for them to take it out to the market. Franchising is a great opportunity. So I work with a 120-year-old brand, which will be soon available for franchising. That's a pride for me because they have chosen me and my team to work with them. So that's a very important thing. Then I am also working with different markets, different healthcare is one that I'm working with. I'm working with this salon industry. I'm working with gold, diamond, toys, then food brands. So different segments I'm able to work. I'm also working with a very big school. A school brand that is wanting to franchise. So different varieties I'm able to do with a team of consultants. So it's not me alone, but I have some very good consultants who are people who have been in the industry like me. We have come as a consortium to actually help good brands. So if you are searching for a consultant with experience not only in the retail or the salon space, but I have people who work with me in different industries, and I have some excellent retail guys who work with me as a team that we work. So I take care of certain aspect of franchising. Somebody works with some other. So each state I'm trying to have a good person who works with me just like me. So maybe I will pick up these orders and then we execute it in different places. That's what we're trying to do. So I just started Franchising Rightway a couple of years ago. Today, Franchising Rightway has been looked at as a company that to help franchisors and franchisees who want to take brands. The name, I think one of the conversations that we had, why did you keep Franchising Rightway? I said, one of the things that I want to say is like, I want to do it right way. I don't want to teach the wrong way just to make money from the franchisees. That's not the right way to do a legacy brand. So the company name itself is Franchising Rightway. That means there's a wrong way, isn't it, in the market? That's why I said we will do it the right way.
Finally, for young entrepreneurs watching this, what's the mindset shift they must adopt before thinking about scaling?
The first thing is, I'm saying most of them will be bootstrap. what I would like to say is put your house in order.
Hmm.
First, ensure that you are profitable at one of your stores.
Okay.
Now, without you being profitable, you can't tell somebody to be profitable. But I see currently today what's happening is, you know, they're not profitable, but they tell others to be profitable.
Okay.
How can that happen? So, put your house in order, put your processes, procedures, your systems, and have a clear SOP for all your stores. Run it profitably. Have a feel good factor for not only feel good factor, but then feel good that you're doing profitable business, and then scale it up.
Okay.
Then your house is in order. So scaling is not difficult, provided you're profitable. But when you're not profitable and you want to scale, that's when you do a lot of mistakes.
Okay.
So don't do mistake. Try to put everything, see how you are doing well, then scale it up.
Okay.
You'll do very well.
Okay. So that's it, sir. Thank you so much for
Thank you very
your
much.
experience
Lovely.
and
Thank you.
incredible insights. I'm sure our audience is walking away with a ton of value. It was an absolute pleasure having you.
Thank you very much. Hey guys, you're watching me now. And if you want to get connected with me, log into www.franchisingrightway.com or my LinkedIn page, Dr. Chackochen Mathai. You can, connect with me there. Or you can, look for my page on LinkedIn, Franchising Rightway. And thank you very much, Mustafa, for coming in. And you have been an absolute host
Thank
for
you,
me.
sir. Thank you so much.
And you asked some very, very pertinent questions regarding franchising and my life. Thank you very much.